If you've been listening to us for a while, you're bored with us. Because we've been saying the same thing to you in different ways for quite a long time. And the significant thing that we want you to realize is that everything that you want, no matter what it is, whether it's a relationship or a material object or a pile of money or a vacation or a conversation or an improved physical condition, everything that you want it because you believe you will feel better once you have it. And we want you to realize that all along, whether you knew it or not, that emotional improvement has been your objective. How you feel is everything, because how you feel is what you be in any moment in time. In other words, that's the life you're living. How you're feeling is 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 what it's about. And it doesn't matter what you're using as your excuse to feel the way you want to feel. In other words, whether it's the accomplishment of something that will be revered by others, or whether it's the accomplishment of something that just gives you personal satisfaction, or whether it's the accomplishment of something that can be measured in terms of assets or financial remuneration, or whether it's progress in terms of your physical prowess or your physical recovery, or an improvement in a relationship, or just improvement in clarity or in flexibility or in stamina or in energy or in stability. In other words, every single thing you want it because you believe you will feel better in the having of it. Well, what is a manifestation anyway? Something that you want. Is it necessary that others see it for it to be? You have to think about that, don't you? Did you ever want something and discover it privately and just keep it to yourself? Did you ever have a secret about something special? Or is it important that everybody else be in on it with you? Kind of makes you wonder what your desires are about. Are you showing off with them? Are you entertaining others with them? Or is a manifested desire a completion of something that you've set into motion? Why is a desire satisfying? Is it because others can see it and then understand your value as they see your manifestations? If you have more toys, are you a better person? We're just wanting to stimulate a little thought about why you may want what you want. Because we know how you felt about it when you decided to come forth. We know that you saw the manifestation as evidence and culmination of aligned energy, that it was to be evidence of your creative experience. But you didn't plan on using manifested desires to make statements of who you are, because you already knew that. So it wasn't to gather a pile of manifested assets in order to look good to others who had various size piles of assets. So whether you know it or not, you are synthesizing life, and you are giving birth to new desires, and you're fulfilling your reason for being, because you are reaching into what is and asking for more, even if you don't put it into those words. And the source within you is always doing its part by riding the rocket of your desire, holding fast to the new idea, and finding vibrational resonance with it, and focusing completely and singularly upon it, meaning no split energy, holding it for the ready manifestation that you are calling fulfillment of whatever it is you've been asking for. So step 1 happens without you knowing it, and step 2 isn't your work anyway. But step 3 is what we are calling the art of allowing, is your work. And that work is, you must, if you want to feel good. You must, if you want to find resonance with who you are. You must, if you want to fulfill your reason for being. You must find a way of being a vibrational match to what you have, through your life's work, put into your vortex, into this vortex of creation. You must find a way of becoming a vibrational match to this idea, to this newness that you desire. You must find a way to feel prosperous even before the money comes or the money can't come. You must find a way to feel clarity even in confusion. And you might say, well, that doesn't sound that easy. And we say, it's easier than you have been believing it to be, because you have the ability to find the thought of something. You don't need the manifestation of it first. Many people say, well, show it to me and then I'll believe it. And we say, we understand that because there are plenty of people around you showing you things, but often you find a way of still not believing it for yourself. You believe it because someone is experiencing it, but you often don't believe it for yourself, you see. We want you to understand that you cannot wait to see it before you believe it. And if you will find a way of believing it before you see it, then it must show itself to you. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. It's just a practiced thought. Well, every process that we've offered, including the focus wheel, is for the purpose of helping you to go general enough that you stop blocking the signal.
Okay.
The signal is there for you, but sometimes the details, when you believe something that is flawed, when you believe you are inappropriate, that's a flawed premise and you can't get around it. Your life will keep reflecting things going wrong for you if you believe that you are inappropriate.
Yes.
It's a flawed premise.
Yeah.
And as long as you hold that flawed premise, you are blocking the signal of the well-being that you seek. So the more you block it, the more you want it, but the more you want it, the more you block it, and the more you block it, the more you want it. And so you get this tug of war going on between you and you because the energy is moving, but you're not allowing it. And so what a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. It's only an active vibration. So the question that you want to ask yourself is the belief or the active vibration serving me or hindering me? If it's serving you, the belief feels good when you think it. If it's hindering you, the belief feels bad when you think it. And every process that we've ever offered, and there are many of them and many more coming, is to get you to find some way of going general enough about the subject at hand that you stop blocking your own well-being in the process. Don't you really like this stuff? Don't you like being the deliberate creator of your own experience? Yeah. Don't you like knowing that all you have to do is get a handle on something that you want and then bring yourself into vibrational alignment with that idea of what you want? And don't you feel satisfied? Isn't that the only place that worthiness will ever come from? Isn't it necessary for you to decide and achieve before you feel worthy? Don't you want to show yourself that you can achieve the vibrational place in order to allow what the universe has been attempting to give you all along? Don't you love knowing that it's been in your vortex all along and that the cooperative components have already been gathered, and that just now, because you were willing to do this focus wheel and go general, that you became a cooperative component to your own desire, and now you and your desire are coming closer together? Are you enjoying the expansion of your personal preferences? A pure desire feels certain, and that's the desire that we want you to accomplish. Not just today, because we're goosing you up, but every day, because you understand the laws of the universe. So we understand why the having of it, the being of it, the doing of it is meaningful to you. And you are here in these beautiful manifested bodies in this wonderful manifested world. And so there must be a reason for manifestation. We just want to help you to discover that the path to manifesting, to having the flesh, blood, and boning part of your physical world, the tactile, sensual, physical part of your world, we want you to understand that the path to it is vibrational. The path to it is sensual. The path to it is emotional. It's not through action. You are all day moving around with the cooperative components of your own desire or with the cooperative components of the absence of your own desire. But cooperative components are surrounding you constantly because you are offering a vibration that insists that components that are matching, that are cooperating with the vibration that you are sending, must come to you. You getting the sense of this? The only thing that you can control is your own vibration. And your own vibration will bring to you cooperative components of whatever the vibration is. This morning, Esther sent a text to a friend, and at the same moment that she sent one, she received one. They must have been writing it and sending it at the same moment. And her friend said, "Who do you think sent this text first?" And Esther said, "I think we simultaneously rendezvoused on this disc." I think law of attraction set it up. It was a rendezvous, which is really what all creation is. All creation is a rendezvous. It's not you going after something. It's not it lingering out there just waiting for your discovery of it. It's you rendezvousing with it. Wanted or unwanted, you're rendezvousing. And the reason you're rendezvousing is because you have, with no small effort, by the way, accomplished a vibrational frequency about every subject that is important to you. And this vibrational frequency is your rendezvous point. So what we want to talk about today is selecting those rendezvous points, being aware of those rendezvous points, identifying the subjects, and then creating the vibrational frequency that yields to you not just the end result of the rendezvous point that you want, but the fun along the way of rendezvousing. A while ago, we wrote a book. And in the book, we described the emotional scale, where you might be depressed, you might be feeling fearful, you might be really discouraged, or you might be feeling love, you might be feeling appreciation, or something in between. You might be feeling overwhelmed or frustration. If you're feeling depressed, then revenge is a step in the right direction. If you're feeling revenge, then anger is a step in the right direction. But on this emotional scale, there are frequencies of greater and greater resistance. The worse you feel, the more resistance in the frequency, and the lower the frequency because of the resistance. You've got this vibration going on with you as your inner being has this vibration going on. And the question that we really want to ask is, what is the vibrational proximity of the vortex version of you and the grid version of you? In other words, who are you in terms of vibration, and who are you in terms of what you're allowing to manifest? That's really the question of the day, the week, the year, the century, the everything. That's the only thing that ever matters to you, is what is your frequency in relationship to the one that you have carefully crafted over all that you have lived. And the answer to that question lies within the emotions that you feel. The better you feel, the closer those frequencies are. The worse you feel, the more disparity there is between who you really are and what you've come to and what you're allowing yourself to be right now, this red hot minute. What is your point of attraction right now? So when we say to you that you have a very high flying frequency in your vibrational vortex, then that must make you understand that if you can achieve a consistent high-flying frequency in your day-to-day offering of thoughts and words and behaviors, that with a little bit of practice, you can get pretty good momentum going. And as that momentum becomes something that's so practiced that it's easy to keep going, then more and more you will be vibrating in sync with who you really are, so there will be little resistance or no resistance between who you really are and what you are wanting and where you're standing, so that you can receive the manifestations. You receive the inclinations. You receive the inspirations. You receive the impulses. You become a cooperative component in your own brilliant creation of life. And when you become a consistent cooperative component to the vortex that you've been creating, then the movement in your life experience is very exhilarating, because first of all, you feel good most of the time, and you have a leverage. You have flowing through you this energy that creates worlds, and what you're accomplishing in terms of how it feels and in terms of how it is perceived by those around you is really magnificent. In other words, when you begin applying the leverage of this energy that creates worlds, because you've tuned yourself into the frequency where it exists, then wonderful things begin happening for you. And it's not just the end result that we're excited about for you. It's a joyful journey along the way. We want you to let the cornerstone of this discussion today be around the subject of momentum, because law of attraction is the momentum perpetuator. Law of attraction will gather momentum to whatever you give your attention to.